fuck, um, how the fuck did I just see you last night on YouTube? I was like, I'm that nigga. That's what I told her. She's like, and now you da da da. And I was like, you just asked me a question. I'm just telling you the fucking truth. I could give you a regular ass explanation, right? The explanation you want of, yeah, I went and I did this and I worked over here, and then after I worked over here, I got connected with these people in this program and then they interviewed me and blah blah blah. But that's what people want to hear because they want to be able to understand shit in like a regular form, I guess. I'm explaining it kind of weird, but to me, it's like I'm him. Bitch, I don't, I don't know what to tell you, man. You know what I mean? That was some ill shit, and I did some ill shit. You know? Because it is, everything has steps to it. Everything is like, you're not a magician. There's regular steps to everything. If we look at what Kai did, it was like Kai made a bunch of videos. He went and made a bunch of videos, and he did things that a lot of people wasn't going to do. And then because he did all those things that people wasn't going to do, it put him in a situation to win because he stood out. Everybody else wasn't doing what he was doing. And then on top of that, he probably was working with other people who also was creating content. But what did he do? He didn't get locked up. He didn't get in trouble. He didn't get 4 girls pregnant. He didn't fucking get caught up with no illegal substances. He just went and did what he was supposed to do and stayed consistent and kept working, and look where he's at. I guarantee you the majority of motherfuckers that was around him at that time, who was working with him, who was also making content and shit, I guarantee you they gonna come out and say, yo man, I was doing the same thing, but I didn't get that opportunity, and I didn't get that anything, and I didn't get this. And it's like, nigga, what opportunity? What's the opportunity? And then when you really go look, you find out everybody had the same opportunities. Everybody had the same chances to do everything. The only thing was Kai kept making content, and everybody else, once they got the fame, started fucking going to parties and hanging out with bitches and getting jammed up in controversies and all of that shit. Whereas he just kept grinding. That's it. That's why I love sports. That's exactly why I love like sports and shit, because sports was one of the best examples, because you would see, I saw all the time, I would see motherfuckers that in sports, like on football teams, I would see motherfuckers get multiple rings, and then you would see motherfuckers not get rings, and then everybody used to always talk about, why didn't these other motherfuckers get rings? Why didn't they get this ring and why didn't they get that ring? And then you would pay attention, because this nigga kept going to clubs. This nigga didn't get rings because he kept going to the club over and over and over again. This nigga didn't get a ring because he fucking was uncoachable. Every time he was supposed to be on some team, he didn't listen to nobody. This motherfucker was worried about money a little bit too much. It's always some reason why these niggas didn't get what they wanted, but then they blame it on other stuff. I think Ocho Cinco, right? So Ocho Cinco's a perfect example. I'm gonna give you Ocho Cinco. I'm gonna give you, and this is a crazy thing. A bunch of people I'm gonna name is gonna be wide receivers, right? Because they're usually the ones that people talk about not getting the rings, and they're usually the ones because they're the loudest ones. So Ocho Cinco, OBJ, a bunch of the like wide receivers and stuff. A lot of them didn't get rings, and the reason why they didn't get rings was because they was too fucking loud. Because they was too fucking in the media. They loved the fame. So it was focused on the money and focused on the fame and everything, right? The receivers that was getting a lot of fucking like rings and shit were the receivers you don't hear about, because they just caught the ball and shut the fuck up. Like that was it was crazy, because you hate to hear it, like, oh, you're supposed to just not talk. It's like, nigga, you need to keep your head down a lot of times. Same thing with certain quarterbacks. A lot of quarterbacks that didn't get certain shit was because they was too scared. So them quarterbacks was too afraid to throw the ball a certain way or do this a certain way. It's like, it's not a shocker when motherfuckers didn't get certain things. They didn't get certain things for a certain reason. But then you had Tom Brady, who literally like reportedly ended up fucking divorcing his wife because he wanted to win so bad. Or Kobe, who, oh, this is my favorite story. Staying humble and locked in, Dubs. This is my favorite story. The story If you look at it's the I think it's the documentary on there's a documentary on damn there's a documentary I think on the U.S. team on the USA team. So you got a documentary on the USA team, and they were talking about mad different things they was doing and everything. So they show Melo. They show Carmelo Anthony, and he said that the way Kobe was Kobe wanted to get up at 4 a.m. and go and do this and go and do that, and they was all on the USA team together. And he was like, I'm not doing all that. This nigga was talking about getting up mad early and running and doing all this other shit. I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. Everybody else is doing that. I'm not doing that shit. Who got the rings and who fucking don't? And niggas will be like, oh, just that nigga. Who got the rings and who don't? Because that's the way the career went for each of them. One was willing to get up, and then when he was around Kobe, he could have, nigga, you get me around Kobe and I have not been winning, and then we get on this USA team together, and now we could work together, and now you got a nigga that's a 6-time whatever fucking winner, and he tells you to get up and get the fuck up. Nigga, get up. What the fuck? That shit is crazy, bro. That shit is insane. And I see it like, bro, I came home, I built a whole lot of shit with content and did all these things with like content and everything that I do now, right? I'll get around motherfuckers that's, trying to work, trying to make things happen with their content and everything. Bro, I've built almost 200,000 followers across all my platforms and all of this shit. And I still have niggas with 300 followers sitting there telling me like, I don't know if it should be like this, gang. Nigga, shut the... That shit be making me mad. That shit be making me mad, bro. I be like, bro, I'm trying to help you get out your own way and listen to what the fuck I'm telling you. I don't know, man. I think maybe if you put it like this, it might be a little better. I'm just saying. And I get it that I don't have to always be right about stuff, but the reality is, if I'm around Joe Bart, if I'm around Kai, if I'm around any of these niggas that's at a higher level than me and they tell me certain things, I'm just going to listen. And the biggest problem that most people have is that they are on level 1 and they will only listen to niggas that's on level 100. The motherfuckers that's level 5 above you, you ain't Joe Bart. You acting like you guys and that. The motherfuckers that's on level 20, I mean, you alright, but you ain't. They live by these like only benchmark things where it's like all of this shit don't matter. You gotta be up here or you're nobody. And that be niggas' problems. So you can't learn from nobody else and you can't get nothing because the only thing you listening to is only the top of the top. I'm only famous if I'm this. I'm only rich if I'm this. And they say you cheat all of this stuff in the middle. And that fucks your life up. I'm yapping a lot right now. Like a lot. I'm doing a lot of yapping, man. They just got me talking today now. 130 be coming in here with the good questions, man. Appreciate you, bro. Whenever you get in here talking, I start going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody be having good questions, but for some reason, like, you be saying shit. You the type of nigga, you probably would have people mad arguing, because you gonna say the right thing that's gonna have them fucking tight. It probably works both ways. But that shit is real, bro. I was telling a dude, I was talking to DDP yesterday in the interview that we did, and I'm telling him, because he was talking about that. I was like, that's the problem with people. You've got to celebrate your small wins too. I don't know what it's called, but we live by this like benchmark thing where like right now I got 216 followers on here. Some people will say that they not doing nothing until they get to 10,000. Bro, what about 300? What about 500? What about 216? What about 700? Like, it's not just... So I think it's a balance. I don't think you should be celebrating like every point, because then you burn yourself out on that and you kind of like use up all the energy. But I do think that you can't just act like things only matter when they reach a certain level, because you just cheat yourself out of so much. And just the perfect example is that, bro. I'm telling you, if I was even this conversation right now, I would say to somebody, and they're gonna be like, this nigga comparing himself to Joe Bart. This nigga think he LeBron. This nigga think he. First of all, yes, I do. I'm supposed to think I'm those niggas. Those niggas got to where they are because they believed that they was those niggas before they got to being those niggas. They didn't. You think Kobe waited until he had 6 rings to believe he was Kobe? No, nigga. He believed that shit in fucking AAU, nigga. He been through that shit, nigga. He been through that shit. You're supposed to have that confidence, but also it's like you are supposed to understand that value and knowledge can come from anywhere, and you don't really value yourself. Exactly. Cause whenever people say that, it lets me know how you see yourself. When you say that to me, I know how you see yourself, bro. I know that you see. Oh, that's my shit. When a dude say to me, like if I say something, I compare myself and I go like, yo, if I'm telling you something, listen, that's like LeBron telling me something. And dudes will go, yo, this nigga comparing himself to LeBron. He think he LeBron and shit. That lets me know what you think of yourself. Because it lets me know that you think that LeBron is like some alien that you just can't compare to and you can't come close to. I don't see that nigga as that, bro. I see that motherfucker as like, you know, somebody who did something great, but it's like, bro, I can reach that level. Those things are not unattainable. This motherfucker is not like some different species, bro. He's a motherfucker that worked hard, and there's certain things that's like, you know, added to him that he has a that help him because he had like he's physically like he has certain attributes that's for basketball will just help him out and give him the advantage over somebody else. But then how would you say that about Tom Brady? Tom Brady didn't have those advantages. He just worked hard and put himself to that to make that happen. And then Jordan's smaller than LeBron, right? And then these people, they have things that make them great for what they do. But like when I compare myself, it's because I believe I'm the LeBron, Jordan, fucking Michael Jackson of what I do. Just like they had attributes that made them great for the thing that they was doing, I have fucking attributes and qualities that make me great for what I do. Or like real shit, I do not know many people that can sit here and really go toe to toe yapping and arguing with me for 6 hours, bro. I be chilling. I could do this shit for all day. I could get on this motherfucker. Give me water and some topics. And some coffee. I will talk on this bitch for 24 hours. Straight. My voice gonna be cooked after, but I can do it with maybe 6 ums and like 45 likes. I will do this shit because you will be saying I'm not gonna celebrate until blank. Kind of saying like, well, damn, I'm not good yet. Yeah. And then you don't realize it's really hard. Like it's really hard for you to get to a certain point if you never congratulate yourself or motivate yourself along the way. Like if I had to run or walk from here to California, right? And there was never anything along the way that like kind of showed me like, hey man, great job making it to fucking Delaware, great job making it to Iowa. Like if I just had to go and there was nothing, like imagine if you just had to go and you never saw any progress. They had blinders on, so you didn't even know if you were close. You just had no idea. You didn't even know if you were getting close. You didn't know how far you were. Nothing. There was no landmark to let you know, hey, I'm getting there. Nothing. You'd be cooked. Mentally, you'd be fucked up. That's why the Hunter exam was so crazy. Because in the beginning of the Hunter exam, which is exactly what this shit is like, the beginning of the Hunter exam, you didn't know the tunnel. They didn't know where the end of the tunnel was. They just was going. You gotta finish it. Yeah, it's in the beginning though. That shit is in the beginning. In the beginning, the first part of the hunter exam is they just have to